Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. My name is Gary Beekler. I am live in San Francisco, California, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com. And this is the Nerdrotic Nooner. Welcome, everybody. It's a live stream. It's a solo live stream where I talk about anything and everything, and it's every Monday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. But today is largely going to be The Expanse, talking about The Expanse. It's our highest priority here right now is saving that show because it's worth our time. It's something this good is worth saving, especially upon the news. I mean, I don't mean to start out by crapping out other shows, but we learned that iZombie is a good show that got renewed. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which got canceled, got picked up by NBC. We find out Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is getting a season 6. That one's blows my mind a little bit, but yet The Expanse is canceled. So, life isn't fair. And this is a good lesson for that. Hello, everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining me. Penn Farm Girl, Silver Spike, Mark, which I still can't pronounce that last name. You're going to have to help me out with that one. I know you've told me before, but you'll have to tell me again. I'm a little slow. Edward Brewer, Feisty Fan, Jody, Morks. I like that name. Hi, Morks. Hi, everybody. How's it going? So, I've been binge watching Cobra Kai to get finished up with that, so we can recap that later tonight, which we're going to do, I believe, at 7:30. But I've also been going over the latest Expanse news, and the best place to go is Dakota Stanton is here. Hello, just got here with $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Wow. And Apple Crow, how is it going? Apple Crow says, good news, Gary. I'm in talk with Netflix to greenlight my new sci-fi horror show. Seriously, sci-fi. What the hell? God dang it. I know, right? And we're going to get to that good news. The place I have been going, and they were kind enough to let me join, is the Everything The Expanse Facebook group, which we're going to go over a little bit. And a friend of mine wrote an article. I mean, like, we're not tight. We don't hang out every day, but like I met her through the comic store. I know her husband, and it's Marianne Butler. She writes for Aggressive Comics, and she also writes for Bleeding Cool a little bit. She did an article that we're going to go over, which is excellent news because as this thing goes on, this movement to save the Expanse, more and more people are jumping on board, and it looks good to me. I'm going to remain hopeful, and I think Amazon is the place to be. But if it's Netflix, that whatever, but I think it would be best on Amazon. For one, they've got the money, and it really fits in with the shows they put out too. I think it's in their wheelhouse. So let's cross our fingers for that. And we did get a rumor from Jim Murray. It sounds like this guy's pretty on, so I'm not going to question it, that there might be some meetings between Alcon and Amazon. So that is really good news, because prior to that, they were talking about today, as soon as today, breaking down the sets and selling them off to Star Trek Discovery. Ouch. That is bad. So let's go on real quick to and we could also talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. And yes, I'm going to talk about Margot Kidder as well. Very sad news. Margot Kidder has left us. The great Margot Kidder, who I met once at a comic convention. She was perfectly wonderful. So let's get to the as long as Bleeding Cool, and this is no reflection on Marianne Butler, but Bleeding Cool is a website where I like some of their stuff, and I don't, but I don't like how their website crashes even max once in a while, which is a pretty hard thing to do. So real quick, we'll start off with this one before it kills my computer. And it says, the one thing George R.R. Martin doesn't want to die is The Expanse, which is a great headline. Well done. Posted by Marianne Butler. Good job, Mab. This week was a tough one for TV watchers across all networks. Perhaps one of the most surprising cancelization reveals, I cannot say that word, reveals was Sci-Fi's ever popular The Expanse, based on the Hugo Award winning series by James S.A. Corey, pen name of Daniel Abram and Ty Frank. The TV series has been on cable network for 3 seasons and will not be getting a fourth. George R. R. Martin, lovable curmudgeon behind the Song of Ice and Fire book series, you know, the whole Game of Thrones thing, took to his Facebook page to talk about The Expanse cancellation. Canceled. It's being canceled. Man, my brain will just not say that word. Just saw online that Sci-Fi has canceled The Expanse. Season 3 is now running, and after that, they are pulling the plug. It's a damn shame, especially for fans of space science fiction, of which I count myself one. The Expanse was a terrific show in all regards. It looked magnificent, but that's true of a lot of big budget space shows these days. It was also well written, well directed, with an amazing and talented cast. That's not only true for some of that's only true for some other sci-fi shows out there, which is true. There's still a lot of great science fiction on TV right now. Westworld comes to mind. But for hardcore sci-fi geeks like me, there's nothing quite like a space show. Weird worlds, alien protomolecules, gritty asteroid miners, cool spaceships. That's the stuff I was weaned on. Rocky Jones, anyone? The Expanse was the best show on television far and away. Nothing else comes close. I hope its producers can find it another home. If not, then this is a sad day for science fiction. Agreed, Mr. Martin. Another of Martin's works, Night Flyers, is in the process of being in production on Sci-Fi, so perhaps his position will garner some attention. We would hope so. And I will say, with any show on Sci-Fi now, no reflection on the shows, but as far as the network is concerned, I don't trust you. I don't trust you to, unless you're going to just come out and say we're going to do like 2 or 3 season miniseries. It looks like this is a pattern. So, and I worry for Happy. Which had good ratings, but not much better than The Expanse. And The Expanse got canceled. That's weird. The Expanse is finishing its third and final season on Sci-Fi, and airs on Wednesdays. And it does air on Wednesdays. And we recap it every Wednesday right afterwards. And I highly recommend that you try to watch it live. I know I'm repeating myself on that one, but the way the contract is set up with Alcon, that it's based largely on the overnight ratings. That's why I always thought it was weird that they didn't repeat the show later in the night. They only showed it once. And then I think it shows up on the app the next day. But it wasn't big on streaming afterwards, which really hurts the show. Cause I think, I mean, come on, it's current year. People are not watching stuff live anymore. Yeah, shoot, I wouldn't if I wasn't recapping stuff. So, man. And, with so much, there's so much TV out there to choose from, but like the cream of the crop is The Expanse, Westworld, and Legion. And that's what's currently running right now. And we cover all 3. There's some other, lower tier shows that are still good, but we all got to admit, like, some shows are better than others. And the writing on The Expanse is a cut above. It is just a cut above. And like I said in a previous video, all these networks out there are looking for their own Game of Thrones. You have one out there right now, dangling out there. Grab it, okay? You will not regret it. I think it would do fantastic on Amazon Prime. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to get to the chat on this, and then we're going to go over yeah, Lucifer's in the same boat. I just quick saw that. Let's go up a little bit. Yeah, wow, we got a lot of people. We got 38 watchers. That's great. We're gonna hopefully get some other people in here, and we'll talk more of the Expanse. And I will go over the Facebook group. Apologies to anybody who wants to be anonymous. You're about to get kind of blasted on the internet, but it's only a few of us here, so it's all good. And again, they were kind enough to let me in the group. If you are on Facebook, I highly recommend you join the Everything Expanse Facebook group. You got to answer a couple questions, and it looks like a lot of some of my subscribers are in that group, and they're all good people. So thanks again, Dakota Stanton. Thank you so much. Yeah, why Why is canceled Lucifer getting better support and more fans than The Expanse? WTF, Danny O. It's because it's on a big network, which is weird because, yeah, I don't trust big networks either, and because they have more money, but they're not willing to spend as much, so they don't want to take a risk on The Expanse, and The Expanse is not procedural. And as far as network TV, and I no disrespect to people who watch them, um, you don't get the sophisticated storytelling on network TV anymore. It's just disposable television, which there is definitely a place for. Okay, and no knocking that fans. My wife loved Lucifer and was totally bummed, and really not anything like the graphic novel, which was fantastic. I highly recommend you pick that up. By the way, uh, with uh, with the Expanse, and I get in the crowds I run with on the internet. I'm part of a couple communities, a couple of great communities. There's a lot of talk of normies. Okay, those darn normies. But I do want to mention that the normies run the world, and they decide what gets watched and what doesn't, and ultimately they decide everything. So we really want to welcome in the normies. We want more normies watching The Expanse. The normies have the disposable income. They don't have the time because they're largely out there working, like myself and a lot of you out there, and don't have a ton of time to sign petitions and get involved in stuff. And plus, there's a lot of especially with these campaigns. Susan mentioned it in our Friday night podcast for Save the Expanse. Petitions are great. Okay, I'm not putting down anybody who put it out, but I just don't know if they move the needle at all. I don't know. I mean, go ahead and sign it. It just takes a second, so go ahead and do it. But what Susan had mentioned really helps, and I agree with her, is getting out there on Twitter, on Facebook, and everything, and hashtagging the hell out of this crap. And we all have to kind of decide on one. Like I love Remember the Cant that Doomcock suggested, and I was behind it, but it seems like Save the Expanse is kind of the one. So like whatever, man, like whatever works. Let's just do that one. If you want to put both, that's cool. But it seems like Save the Expanse is the one that's kind of the hashtag. So it's good to just mention one, so we don't confuse everything. I know there's a lot of people out there. It would be nice if we could all consolidate at some point, but again, a lot of us are busy. And I just noticed the Facebook group, and I've been a fan of The Expanse since it came out, so that's on me. I should have been in there a lot earlier. um so Mako says Netflix passed on the show, so it's only Amazon. That's disappointing. It would have been nice to have a competition that would have brought up the interest. So, and I also think it's in Alcon's hands too. The way that contract looked, that was kind of weird, and it looked like almost like a poison pill contract. And I don't know which way it was a poison pill. I don't know if it was one for Sci-Fi or one for Alcon to get out. They had every right to be fully confident in their series, but good stuff doesn't always win out, which is a damn shame. Jody says Amazon will save The Expanse. Freaking love Jody, man. Jody is such an optimist, and we need more Jodys in the world. We do. Ed Brewer says Expanse cures STD. Joke of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Ed Brewer. Yeah, we'll get to Avengers 5. I'll get to that stuff. Bob Iger had dropped that. It was just a little piece of news. And, anytime something is even mentioned, Comic Book Cast 2, right, does about 4 or 5 videos on it, man. Mad respect for that dude. Edward Brewer, Mab. Yes, Mab. Marianne Butler is I don't want to use Feisty's nickname, but she's a feisty one. Yes, she is. I don't know if all the people in our crowd would like her though, Ed Brewer. Know what I'm saying? But I do. She's a cosplayer. She's really instrumental behind her and her husband are behind. I think they do some work on Silicon Valley, the Silicon Valley Comic-Con, which is good Comic-Con. and the only real good one left in the Bay Area, which sucks. We used to have WonderCon. It was amazing, but then it went down to Anaheim and got boring. Mako, probably an alpha dog move by Netflix, killing your competition. If you take The Expanse, STD's only real competition would be the Orville. You're right, and I would watch the Orville 5 times a day. I would make relatives turn on the TV live to watch it, to crush your enemies. Although STD did help this channel a lot, so I don't want to sound totally ungrateful. But the Orville is amazing, and I really dropped the ball on that one. We were kind of back and forth on covering it, and I wasn't sure how we would cover a show that isn't really plot heavy. It's more just a character, like whimsical comedy. And then I watched the show and saw that it was way more than that. And yes, I know it is pretty much oh, did I get a super chat? I'm sorry. Or no, okay, that was Dakota's. And yeah, there was way more to the show. Yeah, it's rehashing some Star Trek plots, but what's wrong with that? That's okay. And not being the biggest Seth MacFarlane fan, he won me over, and I freaking love the Orville, and we will cover every episode. I can't wait for it to come back. But yeah, if the Orville is the best space sci-fi show on television, then oh man. Let's get to some some more chat. As yes, Jody, you just read George R.R. Martin has joined the call, and that was something that Jim Murray suggested yesterday in the Facebook group, and a lot of people added him, and George did his due. So thank you, George R.R. Martin. We appreciate it. It occurs to me that George GRM is probably indirectly responsible for the cancelization. They didn't have the money for his show in The Expanse. Says Caravaggio 2012. Caravaggio. Sorry, Caravaggio. 2012. Yeah, well, maybe. Did you see? I mean, we kept on seeing the ads for that show, and they're building these ginormous sets. And I'm gonna watch it. But again, I'm gonna watch it knowing that okay, we'll get 2 or 3 good seasons, and that's that. Pen Farm Girl, Jody, I forwarded the GRM link to Bezos, and it was retweeted several times. Awesome, Pen Farm Girl, you're awesome. Sci-fi is dead to me, Mako. I'm really torn on that one, Mako, because I want to do that, but I got to back Happy. I have to back Happy. I got to think about the individuals in the show. I'm not going to really try anything new, though. I mean, because I don't trust them. And I think this will hurt their network in the long run. It's a namesake. I mean, you're called Sci-Fi, and it was the true sci-fi in space show. But we'll probably get 10 seasons of Krypton. So there you go. I know, right? JP says, what better show could Sci-Fi have, right? Just like Star Wars under Kathleen Kennedy. Yep. It is. Yeah. You know, and as far as Star Trek Discovery goes, we'll see how season 2 plays out. I've always said that they had to renew it. They just launched CBS All Access, just launched their streaming service, and if they had canceled the show, which I have no idea what they got record subscriptions beforehand, but I think they had quite a drop off too. Doomcock has pointed that out too. They offered a lot of deals towards the end, and when you see them offering 7 days free, month free, that means they're still trying to bring people in. Also, you run the risk of anytime you put something up on digital, well, then it's going to get pirated. That's as long as you have anything that could screen capture app or program, that stuff's going to go out there. Yeah, we'll see after season 2. I bet you that show is going to go through a fundamental change, and that would maybe be good, but I don't know. So Yeah, Ed Brewer said the cliffhanger will be epic. Yep. Oh my god, and it's just getting started. That's the thing. Where there's at least one just absolute my favorite book is the fifth book, and we're on our way to and the fourth and the fifth books are great. Are great. And we were just getting started. I mean, the name it's called The Expanse. Okay. So we're all leading to something which, I'm not going to do any book spoilers here, but we're leading to some really cool stuff, and I think we were just an episode or two away from an amazing revelation in the book. If they are going to go, I have a feeling they're going to do it because they gave us a small hint in the first episode that they're going to do this thing that everybody's going to like, and all the book readers know what I'm talking about. And I think that would have changed things. Battle Marcus, hello, hello, how are you? I'm getting through the chat here. I'm always hopeful about STD. Every Star Trek show has had a bad first season. Mako, you are correct. Maybe it gets better. They do have Doug Jones and Jonathan Frakes on board. You're right. And the episode, I can honestly say that the episode Jonathan Frakes directed was the best episode, and it felt the most Star Trek. So yes, there's hope. And you're right. And Star Trek Next Generation had an awful first season. I remember watching. I remember I was there. I was like, man, this show's not going to last. But dude, it turned around. David Vasana Tech says Jello, everyone. Jello. Jello Biafra. Big fan of Jello Biafra, lead singer of Dead Kennedys. Great story about Jello Biafra. Okay, so there was this little theater here in San Francisco called the Hypnodrome. And the Hypnodrome did a Grand Guignol Theater. If you're all not familiar with Grand Guignol, not a lot of people do it. It's basically horror shock theater from the early 1900s in France. And it's, chopping off heads, horrible experiments, and their plays. So Russell Blackwood ran it at the little theater here, and a big fan of it was Jello Biafra. And my kid, so Russell ran what's called a zombie camp, where he brought all these kids in and taught them how to make zombie makeup. They were in a horror play together. It was freaking fantastic. So it was like summer camp for nerds and for horror nerds. And Jello was a big fan. So Jello came to one of the plays, and I wanted to, oh my God, I just geeked out, fanboyed out. And if y'all know Jello, not big on the fanboy geeking out thing. So he was very Jello about it. I'm like, oh man, I love your stuff. And fanboy. Can I have a picture of you with my kids? And he's all, I guess. Not really a fan of this stuff. But he smiled, and then and I can't believe I did this. I went, that's so you. He was completely disgusted with me, and I couldn't have been happier. Freaking Jello, he's so punk rock. Sorry, I went on a Jello tangent there. Back to the Expanse. So we got a lot of people here, and I'll get back to the chat, everyone. But let's go to the Facebook group, and there is a couple of updates we can go through. And again, I do not mind talking about the Expanse for 2 hours, but I will go into other subjects. But if we end up talking about the Expanse for 2 hours, then so be it. So be it. All right, so I'm gonna share this. Hope they don't mind. There's a lot of hashtags on this, and you can see some of my friends on the right hand side. I'm sure they don't mind either. So here it is. We need to band together and tweet Wednesday, 5/16, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Join your Expanse family to trend Save the Expanse, hashtag Save the Expanse, hashtag the Expanse. Use hashtags, copy networks at Netflix, at Amazon. I guess we don't have to do Netflix now. Do it anyway. At HBO, at AMC TV, at Stars, at FX Networks, at BBC America. BBC America would be a good choice. I don't know how much money they have, but The Expanse and Doctor Who reruns, I'll say. And look, there's Belinda who gives comments once in a while. So we are fighting for the Expanse. Here's a video that I probably shouldn't run for a copyright strike, but please go out and check it out. What Jim Murray said, okay, here it goes. Jim Murray, write to Alcon here. Tell them to save the show. And what I'll do is I will put this link in the description below when this rolls over into a video, and you can write Alcon directly and tell him how much you love the show. There is some petitions. I believe it's right here. I've compiled all the information on how to help. Might be good if the admin posts this for those who want to join the fight. Quick summary for what you can do to help fight. Tweet Jeff Bezos. Send an email directly to Jeff Bezos at jeff@amazon. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff. Use Save The Expanse. There's a link to Amazon. Not going to read everything here. There's a petition that's right here. Upvote Reddit threads, which are, I'm going to share all these links in the description. Grigor, I hope you do. Grigor John Velkovsky. I hope you don't mind. Sorry, sir. And then there's the Alcon thing. Guys, go in and rate up Expanse season 1. It's at 76%. That's some craziness. Now the 100% on season 3 is great, but it's only rated by like 300 people. So if more people go in there and rate that up, just do a little bit every day. Do it at work. Your boss won't mind. You got to do what you got to do. You want to have something to come home to from work. You want to have a good show on Wednesday night. Wednesday night's such a great night too. You go to your comic shop, you get your comics, read some comics, you go home, watch The Expanse, Krypton. If you want to watch Krypton, yeah, it's a good night. That's a good night. Completely ignore your family. Oh, sorry, that's me. Bad, Gary. I'm going to click on this link, see where it goes. Hope it's not to a porn site. There we go. Okay, there we go. And there's Alcon. You can type in all your stuff. And there it is. And again, that link will be in the description below. So yeah, join up that Facebook group. There's some good people in there. And we're all fighting the fight. And it's there's a lot of, I know there's a lot of Twitter controversy about some other stuff. This is the only fight I am focused on right now. I will say that. The other one, not really. I bought all the Expanse books. We'll binge them after the season end on Gary's recommendation. I don't trust any other reviewers. Wow. Mako, that is a lot of pressure. I hope you like them. I will tell you this. There's different levels of good. Okay. There's some that I don't enjoy as much as others, but they all have a consistent quality. And considering that these books come out once a year, that is beyond amazing. They're great writers. Ty and Daniel are great writers. And they're good fun. They're good audiobooks too, folks. And I think Audible, if you sign up for Audible, which I do, I'm a big Audible fan. I pay my 14 or something bucks a month, and I always let my credits go up a little bit, and then I just download like 5 or 6 books at a time. You can also get the Doctor Who audiobooks now on there with David Tennant, 10th Doctor stuff, which is really good. And Donna. Oh my God, it's so awesome to hear Donna again. Man, I miss the 10th Doctor. God, I miss the 10th Doctor. It was funny on Cobra Kai. They did a little costume party in one thing, and one guy says, "Oh man, I just lost the girl to Doctor Who," and I noticed that it was not Peter Capaldi's Doctor Who, it was Matt Smith's. So yeah, poor Peter Capaldi, man. I wish he would have had some better writing. The guy was so good. I didn't think a Doctor Who is perfect for a good character actor, and I honestly didn't think I wasn't a fan of the choice at first, but he won me over. Signed the petition, wrote to Amazon, tweeted, and joined Facebook. Mako, you're amazing. You guys are all great. I'm gonna get through the chat here. Scrolling down. They canceled BSG after the miniseries. If they had it now, they would cancel BSG after the miniseries if they had it now. Caravaggio, 2012. You're right. You're right. This is a totally different network too. And they still don't know how to spell sci-fi. Isn't that weird how the sci-fi, who suggested that? They probably thought that the other, I don't know, marketing people are weird. They need to. I think Hollywood marketing has become such a nepotism clique that they don't know what real people actually are anymore, much less want. Um, it's the comic industry. The comic industry does that all the time. It's they talk to everybody except for the comic shop owners who actually are like on the ground floor. They're in the front lines of nerdom. They hear it all from every customer, every opinion, and I'm sure many would be happy to talk to. And they would get, you wouldn't get a group. You don't get groupthink from comic shop owners. They're all pretty individual, and I think that'd be a great way to go. Even television, because that's talked about as much in comic stores as comic books. That's what's the inspiration for this podcast. Why I am here to reset real quick. Sorry if you've heard this before, but the reason Dennis and I started this um, was we were having a bad month. Okay, both of us were. His brother just died. I had just sold my comic store. I needed to sell it. Happy I sold it. Happy who I sold it to, and it's still there. And that's why I sold it to him, because he promised to keep it going, and he has done that. And I was not the funnest person to be around at that time, and he put up with me, and that is cool. So the reason we started the podcast is I sold my store. Dennis lost his brother, and we needed just something fun to do. Let's not think about the real world. Let's start a podcast. We did our first podcast in a Starbucks in West Portal in San Francisco, and here we are, almost 5 years later. I don't know if I think the people in the Starbucks heard that first podcast, and but it was just a continuation of what I used to hear in the comic store. This is basically what we all do here in the chat is what happened in the comic store all day long. That's why I had couches and salon chairs that people could sit into, and almost every day I'd have one or two people who would hang out for 4 to 5 hours every day. I always had company. It was great. It was great. That was the best part about the job, is talking to people. Yep, Warehouse 13, that's been brought up a lot. Eureka, both good shows. I was a fan of the Warehouse 13. Battle Markers, okay. I have mixed feelings. Kept watching The Expanse still at the beginning. Love it, but with the big possibility of it getting canceled, I don't know if you want to go on and get heartbroken. I can't argue with you there, Battle Marcus. Why get in that? Yeah, this announcement came at a weird time, but I think Sci-Fi was actually trying to help them. I think they were in mid-season. The ratings weren't terrible. It is a great season so far. So I think it was probably the best move, best chance for the show. So I think it was amicable, the breakup here. And I think Sci-Fi wants it to get picked up. I mean, they can be curmudgeons about it and say no. So, we don't want to bash them. Well, bash them all you want, but they are trying to help, and it is a business. And unfortunately, Sci-Fi is part of a cable network, which is dying. Like it's not going to be around much longer, guys. People are cutting cords like crazy. I did it 2 years ago. And I watch a lot of my shows on my phone. My phone's like, I have a pretty decent sized phone, but yeah, and there's so many choices out there. There's freaking Sling, there's YouTube Red, there's YouTube TV. Those are two different things, by the way. There's Netflix, of course, and Amazon Prime and Hulu. And then we're going to have a Disney streaming service and a DC, and we're going to have multiple Disney services. And it's going to be cable all over again, except it's going to be what the public has wanted for years that cable would never do, or they would still be alive. And it's do a la carte. So let us just sign up to whatever channels we want to sign up for. If cable would have done that, I don't know, 20 years ago, maybe they'd still be around, but they didn't, so they won't be around. A lot of middlemen are being cut out. True, it's making more middlemen, and we're just getting different gatekeepers, but the gates are getting knocked down a lot more. So, like there's YouTube, we can talk to each other about this in real time. And hopefully if not my channel, hopefully a bigger channel like takes up the call. I honestly don't know. They might have like I hate to say their name, but Collider or the Nerdist or something like that would do a live stream talking about the Expanse. With they have 1 million subs or something like that. That would really help. But hopefully the creators of the show are checking us out or some other channel and seeing what you guys are saying. Dr. Donna. Yes, the Dr. Donna. Small Yoda 3 says, at least BSG had a nice ending. I was hoping the Expanse would get a proper send off. Agreed. Ronald D. Moore kind of saw the writing on the wall, and where I think BSG should have gone on longer. He was smart to go like, we'll cancel ourselves, and that way we can map out our ending. And I am, for one, was perfectly happy with that ending. I love the ending of Battlestar Galactica. They telegraphed the hell out of it. It's basically Ancient Astronauts. Alcon produced Blade Runner 2049, and they lost some money. Yeah, they did. There, so they might also be the reasons for it being canceled, says Mako. That's a great point. Maybe Alcon needs to sell the IP, and maybe that's what they're trying to do. Oh, damn, Blade Runner 2049. It did exactly what the first Blade Runner did, except it wasn't as good, in my opinion. I know a lot of people disagree with me on that, and that's cool. Yep. Just more money to spend. All you need, oh my God, how did I just, okay. All you need nowadays is a good internet connection, an HD TV set, and an HDMI cable. And you can catch whatever you want on your big ass TV, or better yet, get an HD projector. Boom. I have an HD projector, which I never use. I could need to use that. We used to do that for TV parties at the comic store. So we actually started with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Game of Thrones and Doctor Who. So at night, we'd shut down the store, have a TV party. We'd get 30, 40 people showing up. We did the 50th anniversary special live at the store, which was really, back in 2012, it wasn't easy to get things live. And I had to straight up kind of stream it illegally because the cable business cable only allowed a very limited amount of channels. Again, cable, stupid. Because they didn't want businesses, doing what I was doing, but I was not charging. It was an after hours party that anybody could come into for free. And I wasn't, I was running a sale during it, but that was me. The Sci-Fi Channel didn't learn their lesson after they canceled Farscape, Viking bitch. I was waiting for you to bring that up, Viking bitch. They didn't. And Farscape, I'll tell this story again real quick. I was on Comics Division's live stream, and we were discussing Farscape. Feisty fan in Comics Division and I are going to be doing a Farscape recap. I'm going to try to squeeze one in today, by the way. I'm just getting into it. So it's Farscape first time, and Feisty hasn't watched it before, but Comics has, and Comics said to me, like, at least you didn't have to go through the pain of it getting canceled. And then, like, right after that live stream, I got the news for the Expanse. I was like, man, damn, now I know what it's like. I cut the cord a year ago. I just buy shows on Amazon and I get to watch all day after it airs. So nice, says John Bellman. Welcome, John. How you doing? I still need episodes. I sent you episodes. Feisty, check your email. I have sent you episodes. I've sent you 4. I don't know if you need more, but I can send more. Comics Division says, go Farscape. What's up? Oh, Feisty and Comics. Hi, everybody. Trumpatron 5000. What about Dark Matter? I don't watch Dark Matter. Is it good? Did it get canceled? What happened? I don't know. Screen Junkies is very good, but they don't do. They mostly do movies, no TV. Maybe they should make an exception. Comics Division says, I have them. I just see the future. Do you just Viking bitch. We promised we were promised episode 5 of Farscape, and then at the end of the 4th season they would cancel the show on a cliffhanger. It sucked ass. Okay. So you were promised an episode 5, but they didn't give it to you. And didn't they do like a miniseries thing or something to wrap it up? Or did it just end on a cliffhanger? Is that what I'm headed towards? Need to rewatch. Oh, that's crosstalk there. Dark Matter was great and all, but it wasn't anywhere close to the quality of the writing of The Expanse, says Jan. Canceled. Oh, that sucks. Epic show too. Sorry, Trumpetron. Dark Matter was very close to Stargate 1. Cool. Oh man, I had hope for Dark Matter would get picked up, but they sold off the props. And that's what we're in danger of with The Expanse very soon. I'm trying one more time. You missed it. Oh, did I miss a super chat? I did? Damn it. Let me go back up there. Oh, it's probably down. Is it down or is it up? Oh, God, John Bellman, I am so sorry. Found this channel while looking for counterpart videos, and now I'm watching The Expanse, Westworld, and Legion. Keep up the awesome. John, thank you. And thank you for the shout out. I'm missing the super chat. I am so sorry. Thank you so much, John. You're more than welcome. Welcome to the Nerdrotic channel. We do everything live. Everything's community based, and you're in the chat right now. You are with good company, with very good company. Some of these people have been with us for a long time, and it's lots of fun. Lots of fun. Let me get back down. Amazon Studios did at least write me back, and they were looking at it. That's awesome. I think Amazon is such a ginormous company and a big, giant, scary company that I probably would normally not like, but I freaking love Amazon. I still have my account from 1999. First time commenting, love your channel. Is it wrong for me that I actually love The Expanse and Star Trek Discovery and the Orville? No, Chad, absolutely not. We do not judge here. We might not always agree, but we do not judge. It is not wrong. And tell you what, if Star Trek Discovery turns around, I'll be happy. I want it to succeed. I want there to be good Star Trek on television. I don't like how Viacom and CBS have treated the fans. And especially when I found out, it was brought to my attention because I didn't know like how much they screwed with the fans making their own stuff. Now, if that one guy, I can't remember the name now, but one guy looked like he might have been making a little money. You can't do that. Okay. You can't make money. Sorry. Or I think he crowdfunded his project and probably just got more than he expected. But yeah, you just can't do that. You can't do that. Got to make it on your own. But other than that, the fact that they have fans making their own stuff, that is nothing but good. Okay, that is a commercial for your show. And there is no danger if a fan does something better than you put out, you hire that fan. Okay, that's a job application to me. I don't know. Star Trek used to be good to their fans, and they need to keep doing that. We've had a lot of splitting fan bases, and it's just idiotic. It's just, I can't believe how freaking idiotic it is. Yeah, I'm sick of it. I'm sick to death of seeing split fan bases. And that happens. If it happens naturally and the company has no control over it, that's one thing. But when some companies are doubling down and stuff, it's like that's whew, man, you're out there to sell your show to everybody. All right. So yeah, try not to be galvanizing all that crap. Apple Crow, you have not seen Happy? They still sci-fi. I do need to get Happy at some point. Yes, Apple Crow, Happy is fucking wonderful. It is so funny. It is the darkest crap you will ever see and hilarious all at once. Hey Gary, at least we get 10 seasons of Krypton, right? we'll get Superman. We might get Superman in the series finale, like in Smallville. We'll get the 1-inch Superman way off in the distance. Yeah, little burned by that one. You want to talk about an ending screwing up a series? I would be rewatching Smallville to this very day if it wasn't for that ending, and maybe the weird cult that spawned out of it too. But we won't get into that. Chloe, my God. If you don't know about that, yeah, just Google Chloe from Star Trek, or not Star Trek, from Smallville. Nothing, Chad. Yeah, nothing wrong. Nobody's going to judge you here. There, I was not the biggest fan. John liked our old co-host liked the first season more than I did, but I really tried to be even-handed, and there was some episodes. I saw hope. I saw glimmers of hope. There was things I liked. Doug Jones. Fucking love Doug Jones. Seriously, like one of the funnest people to meet at a con too. Like he'll give you like a good amount of time. He's genuine. He's fun person to be around. I've met him at a couple cons. I've never heard anybody ever say anything bad about this person. And honestly, I think he needs to get some kind of love award wise for what he does, because it's so unique, and not everybody can do it. All right, I went way. Okay, we're gonna get back down in the chat here. Axidar, that's it. Thank you, Mako. Had over $1 million in funding, and it had professional actors from the show. It did, and it's pretty fucking awesome, by the way. Richard Hatch as the Klingon. Oh man, rest in peace, sir. Rest in peace. Yep, the guy's name was okay. Thank you, Small Yoda 3. Star Trek Axonar. The guy's name was Alec Peters or something, I thought. Precisely, Gary. They should have hired the people behind Axonar instead of screwing them all over. Yep. I would have gone, here's a contract. Come on over. This looks fun. How about we give you some more money and we all make this together, and let's freaking rock the fans' world. And just imagine if they would have done that. There would have been no split Star Trek fan base. I mean, there's always going to be naysayers, but the love that Axonar got, I see when we were doing the Star Trek Discovery recaps, people were bringing it up in the first couple episodes. So I remember hearing about it at the comic store, and I'd even seen the trailer before, but it didn't land in my memory. Swiss cheese memory here. Lots of drugs in the 80s. And I watched it again and I was blown away, just blown away at how freaking the quality of it, the actors, and I wanted to see the whole thing. I'm like, I want to see a series of this. So yeah, it's the biggest problem with it's gatekeeping in Hollywood, and the cream doesn't always rise to the top there. Okay, good things get squashed over egos, resentment, and egos. Did I mention egos? And egos, and some more egos. Let go of my egos. That's the biggest problem there. The most talented people don't always rise to the top. It's the most political. I did a little working down there in my time, so and I saw it, and I was not pleased with that place at all. I was so happy to get back to the comic store after that experience. Just in my, like, I was in post-production, and just the backstabbing that happened there, and just the weird office politics is yucky. Freaking adults acting like it was like freaking high school. But at least in high school, you have the excuse of being in high school. Caravaggio wants to talk a little Westworld. How about that Westworld episode from last night? Holy shit, that was good. If you guys didn't watch it and you don't want to be spoiled, I'm going to read this. Plug your ears real quick. I'll count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, so Bernard is a copy of Arnold's real brain, right? Like the CEO who wanted to live forever, but with some kind of control in place. Charlotte is his kid, but who knows? Net thing is a red herring. Caravaggio 2012. I believe you're right on all points. I think Bernard, there's going to be multiple copies. That was shown in the trailer, I believe. But the thing that messes with the show and how you can almost not spoil it is we don't know what time. I had no idea where I was as far as timing and orientation in that show last night, but I was still entertained and the story still progressed. It was one of the best. The last two have been like probably the two best episodes of Westworld. That ending yesterday was not like a big shock ending. It was an emotional freaking badass ending. And I also think that was the end of the west part of Westworld. I don't know how many cowboys you're going to get from here on out. Westworld is descended into hell basically, and yeah, it's turned into a show where the Grim Reaper is trying to burn down hell. And you find out that there's a great line in the show last night where I'm paraphrasing here because I can't remember it. He's like, "I'm all the way." Delos was like, "I'm all the way down now," and I looked up and I found out basically there's not two gods. There's just one devil. And when he was looking up, all he saw was his reflection, and he was laughing. It was like such a great line that I just completely screwed up. But man, the writing in that show is solid. Lisa Joy, Jonathan Nolan, my bowler hat is off to you. It really is. The main characters on Dark Matter got such an interesting development. Even the android. I'm gonna have to watch it now. A tiny Superman, but only if we can stop talk with about feelings, right? Silver Spike. Smallville did start the talking about feelings in hallways. It really did. Yeah. Here's the deal. If you're worried about Westworld, don't. Westworld's getting 5 seasons, and that's it. They came out and said that 2 years ago. So Westworld, the first season, you want to know why everybody looks so damn different in the second season? Is because the first season was shot like 2.5 years ago. So, and maybe even 3. I think it's closer to 3 years ago. They shot it, reworked it, and unlike a lot of things where you hear there's reshoots, they reworked everything in because they knew they had excuse me, they knew they had something really freaking special and they wanted to map it out. And JJ Abrams, the producer, and I wouldn't be surprised if he and Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy got together and go, listen, we don't want to do a Lost here. So let's do what a lot of writers do. JK Rowling, she had her ending locked in a box. And you get to your ending, you can change how you get there, but you stick with your ending. And they mapped it out and they said, we're going to do 5 seasons. Now, maybe they changed their mind. But I think 5 seasons would be perfect for that show. They got a definite plan. It looks like they have a plan. And season 2 has been amazing. If you're not watching Westworld, I think Comics Division just recently got into it. And he loved it. And yeah, there's nothing not to love about this show. It is cross genre, everything perfect. It's a big, long Twilight Zone. So if you like Twilight Zone, which I think most people do, you will love this. And the last episode was such a Twilight Zone episode. Let's wait for Rod to pop out. And Dylan Shane says Dark Matter boobs. Somebody had to say boobs at some point. We got in, what are we, an hour and a half in to our first boob. God dang that freaking no, hour in. Yeah, I can't tell time. We're only an hour in. We got our first boobs. That's good. I can go for another hour. Again, YouTube is doing some kind of weird 2-hour passive aggressive limit on live streams. Now I can live stream for up to 8 hours, but for the first 24 hours, they'll only do the last 2 hours, which really kind of jacks up the live stream a little bit. Not going to let it stop me though. If I go a little over, that's what's just going to happen here. How many people we got watching? 48. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Smallville at least gave us one of the best live action versions of the Lex Luthor. Absolutely right, Jody. Best thing in the show. I got to go get food. Go eat, Feisty. Got a phone, right? No, it's all right. You don't have to listen all the time. It's cool. Rough Girl likes Supernatural. I did too for the first 5 seasons. I just stopped watching for some reason. Nothing bad against the show. Legion is brilliant. Westworld is brilliant. Mr. Robot is brilliant, says Mark. Mark, yes, and yes. Those are man. We're so lucky we have so much good TV and it's spread out pretty well too. I don't know what we're covering this summer. We've got a kind of a glut right now. And I know we don't cover like every other show, but I could talk about that really quick. We're going to be Rough Girl says Tom Welling was hot. My wife would agree with you and stay. She likes his smoochy lips. So we're Dennis and I are, well, I have to pitch it to Dennis, but he'll like it. I'll make him like it. We have a way to cover more shows. So the cream of the crop, we're going to get our weekly recaps every show, and all the other stuff we're going to just do season reviews. So we're going to do a season. We'll do an episode 1 review, and then we'll come back at the end of the season and do a season 1 review. We were going to try to do that with Gotham, but I did not have enough time to watch it. Now, if I can binge half of the latest season in the next 72 hours, then we'll do a Gotham one. But our next recap will be Cobra Kai tonight and possibly a Farscape. I really want to focus on the channel today because I don't know if any of y'all noticed, but it's been a very good week for us. Now we didn't explode in like the Geeks and Gamers and Ethan Van Sciver's Comic Artist Pro channel. Like, they get 1,000 new subscribers a day because they're riding that Star Wars hate wave. And mad respect to them. That's great and good for them. They have like 30, 40,000 subscribers. I don't like to ride hate waves. But the Expanse thing has helped us quite a bit. But honestly, I'd trade it. Yeah, 300 subs. It's in Sunday. Yeah, it's been pretty awesome. But I would trade that in a second to have Expanse back. I would. Because, I would get those later with covering more Expanse. So, yeah. But it's been rad. Please review Farscape today, Viking bitch. Your wish is my command. We need to talk about something positive, right? I know I like to be positive on Monday, but the Expanse is worth saving. Okay, so in a way, that's kind of positive, Viking bitch. Like we're here to help. We're helping. We're going to remain hopeful. Joe, we got to stick with Jody's outlook. With just like let's be positive. Like this is going to happen. It's going to happen. And we still have a half a season left. Okay, it's not gone. I can't wait for next episode. I can't wait. It's going to be good. So yeah. So real quick, we're going to do season reviews. And what we'll do is the shows that we don't do recaps every episode, we'll do the season premiere will be like non-spoilery, kind of like where we think it's going. And then at the end, we'll do a season review. And that way we can cover more shows. And that way, I don't have to watch everything live every night. And we have you covered. So that means that I will consider watching some. Dennis just wants to. He's not going to stop watching CW anyway, so I might capitulate to him a little bit, and we might do some. But we're definitely going to do anything superhero, anything sci-fi. Night Flyer will be one of them. Castle Rock, I want to cover. If you guys have suggestions, all ears, ready to listen. What time are you thinking of reviewing Farscape tonight, Comics Division? I've got to pick up my kid at 3:30. So it's going to be at 5-ish, 5:30. Yeah, we'll say 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. So that'll be 8:30 on the East Coast. Sorry to you guys in Europe. That'll be in the morning. I could shoot. I gotta watch one of the episodes first. So yeah, 5:30 is gonna be good. Programming live on the air. Awesome. Yeah. Crosstalk between Jody. Small Yoda, they will be covering Orville more next year. It was just overlooked. It was. And I'll repeat myself. I didn't know how we could cover like not a procedural, but like a light comedy. But a little more confident in how we do things. So we'll probably just do like 20-minute recaps that are live. Everything we'll do will always be live. Period. That's our thing here. Plus, I don't have time to edit. Which sucks because I have like really expensive editing software and gear that I just don't use anymore. Well, yeah. If you can join me, rock on. I will. Yeah. So we're going to be covering the third episode. So watch the third episode. And if you could come on, are you feeling better? Comics Division? Comics Division got in a fight and somebody broke his nose. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He did not get in a fight. Comics Division is a lover, not a fighter. And he just got some plastic surgery. He got his cheeks lifted a little bit, some Botox, nothing serious. I'm giving him shit. No, that's not true. Middle of the night, more likely, Silver Spike. Well, you want I was going to say, you want to have Nerdrotic in the middle of the night, don't you? You know, the name is not supposed to be erotic. Okay. I know it's got a double meaning, but it's supposed to be like neurotic. Okay. And now that you guys have gotten to know me a little bit, it's a little more appropriate than Nerdrotic. I mean, we are dead sexy here, but a little crazy too. Yeah. And you guys have heard the story before. I was at my comic store ringing somebody up, and I thought I was talking to a guy and I thought he said, "Oh, that's Nerdrotic." And I'm like, "Nerdrotic? That's brilliant." And went to GoDaddy and got the domain name. This was like 2012. And then he's all, "I didn't say Nerdrotic." I'm all, "Oh, really? Oh, well, I thought you said it." And I think it's cool. So that's going to be a name of something. I liked it. I didn't know what I was going to use it for, and I just nabbed it. And wow, here we are. Let's get to Gary. If you're looking to cover a comedy, how about doing a retrospective review of How I Met Your Mother? Possibly. I do like that. I'm not the biggest situational comedy fan in the world. That one I did like. I would, you know what? Silicon Valley. We'll do Silicon Valley. I freaking love that show. It's not as good as it was. The first season is magic. It is so goddamn. Season 2 is pretty funny too. The whole horse breeding thing. Was that 2 or 3? No, it's season 3, where two guys are talking and a guy, the horse, basically horses are breeding in the background. I have not laughed that hard for anything since I watched Airplane when I was 12. That was the funny. A young, sexier John McAfee. Is that the bath salts guy? No, am I thinking of somebody else? Thank you, Mako. A crazy thought, but Gary, have you seen Inside Number 9? No. Is it good? I'll check it out. Small Yoda, I actually bought the season of Legion so I can watch it as many times as I want. A wee bit obsessed over here. Guilty as charged as well, Viking bitch. As you can see, I'm really into what I'm into. We'll just say that. Number nine says Edward Brewer. Oh, yeah, actually said Revolution. Number nine. Yes. McAfee comment got me dying over here, said Jan. Oh, so yeah. So real quick, let's talk about not to totally bring everything down. We'll get in the positive zone. I just want to acknowledge the passing of Margot Kidder. Okay. Lois Lane has left us. She's also been in a lot of other stuff. We'll just go to Yahoo here. She was with Richard Pryor. She partied like it was 1999 all the time. She ended up, I remember when it was on Entertainment Tonight, and she ended up like in somebody's lawn hedges or something like that, tweaking out. A person who's battled addiction is a person I can completely empathize with. Addiction is something that's still laughed at and scoffed at, and a lot of people don't realize that it is a disease, a disease in the sense of like, a mental illness disease, but it's a disease. It is one that does require choice at first, but once you make that choice, you can't unmake it. That's the way I rationalize it in my head anyway. I'm a grateful recovering addict. Real quick, I want to shout out my good friend Bill. Congratulations on 23 years of continuous sobriety, sir. You are amazing. I love you. And man, like if people who fight it sucks. It's just such a hell. And we should have nothing but sympathy for them. And thank goodness we have AA and NA out there. Not the biggest fan of 30-day rehabs. I think a lot of them are shams, but if it like saves one person, I guess it's worth it. So actress Margot Kidder, best known for playing Lois Lane in Superman films in the 70s and 80s, has died at the age of 69. A funeral home in Montana said on Monday. The Franzen Davis Funeral Home in Livingston, Montana said on its website that Kidder passed away on Sunday at her home in the town. The cause of death was not given, and her manager did not return a request for comment. Canadian-born Kidder appeared on more than 70 movies and TV shows, including The Great Waldo Pepper, The Amityville Horror, 2014 children's TV series R.L. Stein's The Haunted House, and won an Emmy Award. Kidder began her acting career in her 20s, who shot international fame playing the intrepid reporter Lois Lane in 1978's Superman, which is one of the most amazing movies ever made. Opposite Christopher Reeve, she reprised her role again in Superman 2, Superman 3, and Superman 4. She was unable to work for 2 years after a serious car crash in 1990, eventually became bankrupt. 6 years later, she suffered a mental health breakdown in a highly publicized episode. She disappeared for 4 days and spent time as a homeless person. She was later diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and she had addiction issues too. It all intertwines, man. Believe me. After her breakdown, acting work dried up for several years, but Kidder later reemerged to guest starring role TV shows like Smallville and The L Word, and on stage, including 2002 Broadway, The Vagina Monologues. And good for her. I mean, everybody loves a good redemption story. She also had prominent political activists campaigning against the Gulf War and supporting Sanders. She was married 3 times, including a 6-day union in 1979 to actor John Hurd. Rest in peace, Margot Kidder. Yeah. And let me get back to the chat. Oh, I got a notification. It says call mom. Yeah, I did that yesterday. Hope everybody had a good Mother's Day yesterday, by the way. That was I had a good one. Had a little brunch. Well, okay, so it's just us here. So I had like authentic Russian food. We're good friends. I mean, it's not related, but there is a woman who ran the daycare that my youngest son went to, is practically, well, is his grandma, even though I have 2 moms. It's very complicated. They're not lesbians, but I have 2 moms. I was adopted. So I talked to both my moms, and they're both wonderful, and I love them to death. But the grandma is Vika. She's this Russian lady, and she made us some like really authentic Russian food. And okay, yeah, lots of cabbage and stuff. Yeah. When I got home, I ate some. Yeah, the food was just yeah, a lot of fish. I'm not a fish fan either, so I was like, ugh. But I ate it. I was a good sport. I was all, it was great. Yeah. Addiction is a mental illness. Unfortunately, most in the U.S. Do not equate mental illness to the same seriousness as physical. Viking bitch, you and I are so on that one. Yeah. Bipolar likes bipolars like to self-medicate. Yeah. I mean, man, so do depression is the other one. That's the big one. That's the untreated depression. I see that in half the people I interact with in some level or another. I've had to deal with that stuff too. Treatment helps. It really does. because being happy is a lot better than not. Trust me on that one. Um, that is such a tough one. Viking bitch bipolar. Yeah, that is. Man. Um, yeah, I have family members with that, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think both Carrie Fisher and Margot. Yeah, also, I mean, they were bipolar, but they were also Hollywood kids. At least Carrie Fisher was, who partied a lot. So the combination, not good. Happy people don't use drugs. Use drugs when you're lonely or sad or not fulfilled with other ways. Those people need help and support. They do. We all do. The funny thing, Mako, and I'm not disagreeing with what you said, because it is my belief that if you do anything every day to medicate, that there's nothing wrong. There's something wrong, okay, but it doesn't make you a bad person. Okay, it doesn't make you evil. It just means that we need help. That's all it means. So and I hope you can get it, because it's a crappy way to live your life. I've done it. I've done it. I've been homeless for more than 4 days. So yeah, it really sucks. It really sucks. And but the thing is, with sometimes the biggest, I find that a lot more people, once they've recovered, a lot of relapse happens in good times, when people start, getting comfortable in their life back together again. They start, a lot of people, including myself, have gone, well, maybe I can just do one more. Yeah, and it just goes to shit so fast. It is truly a progressive disease. Uh, Alex, hey, what's up, Alexis? How you doing? You really should do a separate video for those suffering from addiction and maybe their families. The way that, oh my God, I just lost it. Damn it. Where does it go? Okay. The way, if they Google it, your video might come up in helping them. Thanks, Alexis. I will say that Feisty and I have talked about this. And I would be happy to. I would absolutely be happy to. 12 stepping is, I love it. I do. Save my life. Uh, they make them tough in Russia, says Silver Spike. Yeah, they do. Man, freaking love Russian people. They have no filter. Okay, I hate to generalize here, but I'm talking about Vika and her family. They're fucking awesome. They've been so good to my kid. Oh my God, he's one of them. I mean, we're all like a big happy family here, and yeah, there's no filters. They don't fuck around. That small talk is not a Russian thing. It's great. Vodka, yes, and they like their vodka. Um, I'm a good son. Maybe now, Viking bitch. I wasn't gonna win any good son awards a few years ago, a few decades ago and stuff. Deanna says beer is good for your health. Anything, yeah. You know what? Small doses. If you could just drink a beer once in a while, nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong. Yeah, I really, like when when I first got sober, people are like, "Oh, should we get rid of the beer and the alcohol?" I was like, "No, okay, please drink, be merry." I see a lot of everything around a military base. I bet you do, rough girl. I bet you do. I grew up near Camp Pendleton. Saw a lot of stuff. Depression is really hard to spot, even for the person who has it. Mark, you're absolutely right. That is a beast. And you're right, rough girl. Everyone does. It's that there's your human right there. Love and understanding. Lots of people medicate with alcohol. Alcohol is the worst, comics division. I've said it before. There's like any other drug is like a scalpel in your brain. They say this all the time in rehabs, and I've repeated it a million times when I speak at them. And cocaine is like a scalpel and to your brain, and alcohol is like a grenade. Don't take party drugs like MDMA. Oh no, hell no. Really bad anxiety. You can get really bad anxiety, panic problems. They get trivialized a lot in the media. Speaking from experience, Jan. Yeah, right. They really do. The best addiction is good TV shows, books, and Nerdrotic channels and comic books. Yes. Just redirect it. I mean, like, you can't cure addiction. Okay. It's there forever. It's not going away. So like aim that somewhere else, somewhere positive. Easier said than done. I know. Easier said than done. So what about, sorry, Ed. What about them Chargers? Well, they fucking moved to LA. Fuck them. That's what I think. Yeah. Uh, yeah, we'll get back on the train there. Sorry, folks. Let's talk about The Expanse. Good point, Ed Brewer. We're supposed to be fun here. They mentioned the Chargers and Cobra Kai, and in the original Karate Kid, he's wearing a Chargers jersey. Yes, he is, from the Dan Fouts era. And no, we're not going to do sports talk. Fuck that. No, the Chargers going to LA severed whatever relationship I had with anything sports. And I know we have a basketball team doing great up here, and I give a crap. Comic books might suck, but they never lose. Okay. You can always find another one that's good. And man, I spent thousands of dollars on the Chargers. Okay. A lot of money. Let's lighten it up a bit. Klingon boobs. Do you think they'll show them in season 2 of STD, Gary? All right. The next hour is Klingon boob talk here on the Nerdrotic channel. And scaly boobs. Yes, I think absolutely. I think that was one of the single most talked about things from Star Trek Discovery. There was a lot of firsts in STD. We got the first multiple F bombs. We got first F bombs for the first shit, possibly. And am I wrong? Correct me on this one, Star Trek fans. Did the first actual sex scene, was it that Klingon sex scene? Was that the first actual, like, we're showing two people like bumping and grinding? I mean, I'm sure they've alluded to sex scenes before, but like, have we had a real sex scene in Star Trek? Did I miss, like, and I didn't watch all of Enterprise. Was there something in Enterprise? Yeah, Klingon boobs. Did not see that one coming. I'll tell you that right now. That was a bit of a surprise. And we will talk about it. Comics, we will. Okay. So, yes, it was the first actual sex scene. God dang. Bet you William Shatner was pissed. He's like, man, I wanted to do the first sex scene in Star Trek. So I'm 80 something. So what? I'm the Shat. Rough Girl just says, I miss Deep Space Nine. I think you and every Star Trek fan talk about the most appreciated show afterwards. I think the appreciation for that show is growing beyond the Next Generation. I do. I think as time goes on, it will be looked at as one of the best. I definitely want to rewatch it. I own it somewhere. It's somewhere back behind me. Are we talking original series Klingon boobs, Next Generation Klingon boobs, or STB purple Klingon boobs? We're talking purple Klingon boobs, Alexis. Orc Klingons, as Dubcock likes to call them, because they light torches inside their spaceship. Now, there's been, as every time I point out something for Star Trek, there's going to be 9 people going, there have been torches before in the spaceship in this episode of the... Okay. But it was probably ceremonial or something like that. But this is straight up, they had torches all over, and they tried to make it look ancient and Stone Age while being a spaceship. I saw what you're trying to do. The one cool thing was the sarcophaguses they were putting all over the ship of the dead Klingons. That was awesome. That I loved. I thought that was like the best concept they could think of. That was hardcore. Putting your dead warriors on the outside of your spaceship. That's some pirate shit right there. I like that. Unless you consider Kirk's romp into the 2009 movie. I have no idea what's canon, what's not. Well, we even got into a thing about like if the animated series is canon. And it was like 50-50 down the line that says yes and no. Now, Gene Roddenberry said it's canon. So to a lot of fans, and then like, that's it. God has spoken. But Viacom says it's not. But I don't know if Viacom even owns the rights to that. So if they don't, then they can't say shit. Good news is that Viacom wants to, looks like they want to sell to CBS. So I think it would just be better if one entity owned the IP, because it being a split IP is just going to make it suck twice as much. DS9 was the only Star Trek you watch, Feisty fan? Oh, you should watch Next Generation. I mean, it's good. But Cisco is fucking motherfucking Cisco. Okay, we love Cisco. Yeah, there was a panel I went to at AwesomeCon last year about Deep Space Nine's legacy has grown since the series end, said Omari Daniels. Yes. Is that online anywhere? I want to see that. Is it on YouTube? I'm sure it is. Speaking of which, Comic-Con is coming up. So it is currently in mid-May. We're at mid-May. And in about 2 months and 1 week, Dennis and I will be at Comic-Con. We will live stream multiple times a day. Oh, sorry. Kirk said dipshit and Voyage Home. Thank you, Doug. Doug would fucking know. So that was the first shit. Okay, good. So we will be live streaming multiple times from Comic-Con, and what our focus is going to be is shows we cover. So we're going to try to get into every panel of shows we cover that are going to be there. I don't know like how many shows are going to be there. We've got nothing yet. I know my Comic-Con passes are on the way, so can't wait. Honestly, I've kind of over Comic-Con, but now I'm reinvigorated because we can do channel stuff with it. So yeah, I'm just for the first time in a long time, I'm going to go to panels. I usually don't like going to panels. I like walking the floor. I like filling holes in my comic collection, walking the floor, talking to all the retailers. That's what I did last year for 4 days. I just talked to people. Actually didn't spend that much money. Got to meet Len Wein though before he passed with my son. That was a highlight. And he was really nice, and his son was really nice too. And his son told me stuff which I've talked about in previous podcasts. Like, whew, man, did that guy get screwed? And yes, Feisty fan. It looks like Feisty fan will be joining us. So, we should get you like a Mary Jane mask or something, or maybe you could just we'll get it. Maybe Doomcock can loan you his mask. I'll ask him because we're boys now. If you guys didn't catch this, Doomcock came on our podcast Friday night. If you don't want to, well, I want you to listen to the whole thing. But if you don't want to listen to the whole thing, go in the 1 hour and 24 minute mark. That's when he jumps in, and it was that was so rad. And he is such a, I hate that. I know he's supposed to be evil and everything. Super cool guy, like really good guy. He comes off with his flamethrower on the channel, but behind the scenes, teddy bear. I mean, he still wants to dominate us all with the robot army and all that stuff, but teddy bear. Yeah. And how you guys liking Susan, man? Susan fucking rocks. Let me tell you, she is like on this Expanse thing like no other. I'm super grateful to have her on the channel. She is she's amazing. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was bummed a little bit when John left, but I mean, he had to do what he had to do. That's cool. Me and John go way back. We're still friends, and I want him to succeed at his Dungeons and Dragons thing. It just, it's like, come on, dude, we're doing pretty good right now. But and he's gonna come back. He's gonna cover some shows. So door is always open for John, always, forever. But we got Susan out of that, so that's pretty good. Pretty good. Yep. Gary and Doomcock is my BFF. He is. Well, Feisty is actually my internet BFF, and Doomcock and Comics Division. We're pals now. I'm making friends on the internet. I mean, I could tell you everybody's real name. Would you guys like me to do that? You want to be no, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I might do it accidentally. I almost did it to comics the other day. I went comics. I started getting a crush when he said he had Enterprise models in every room, says Pen Farm Girl, right? I'm a little disappointed he doesn't have one in his bathroom. So I know what to get him for Christmas now. A bathroom Enterprise. So it'll be the Star Trek Discovery one. I'm just kidding, Feisty fan. I will not out you. Friends till the end. Hey, Mark, who's the queen? Doomcock will get rule of the world, king and queen. I'll be a queen. Whatever. I'm the one in San Francisco. Boo! Sorry. I could make a Feisty fan puppet. That would be awesome. Yes, Gary, there will be a statue. Yeah, Susan does rock. Doomcock is so pissed about the Expanse. Did you see his tweet about them selling off props to Star Trek Discovery? That was man. That was a nuclear bomb going off. That was a good tweet. Rough Girl says yes. Susan is a great addition. Not sure about that. We haven't seen Doomcock's face yet. I don't think we will see Doomcock's face. I have no read on Doomcock is definitely a male. That's all I know. Doomcock is okay. So let's think about this a little bit. Like, for one, like his breakdowns of stuff, whether you agree with them or not, are really well thought out. And so he understands film, television, writing. So I'm guessing he's worked in the industry. I could be wrong. Or he's worked around it. Maybe not owned a comic shop, but I'm not saying that at all. But like he's done something. He's like, or he's just the biggest goddamn fan. There's people out there like my friend Doug, who's in there, man. Like Doug's knowledge of Star Trek is pretty freaking good. But Doug is also, if you don't mind me saying, Doug has worked retail a lot of his life. Him and I worked in a lot of record stores and video stores and stuff. And yeah. Don't you miss that job, Doug? I wish I could make what I'm making now and just work at a warehouse. That'd be so fun. Oh my God. I did not appreciate it as much as I should have. I mean, the pay sucked, but it was so much fun. Yeah, I got into Doomcock's channel after seeing his videos on Discovery. And what I liked about Doomcock is he isn't just some guy ranting. I mean, he doesn't sound like it. No, he like, it is not like this sucks because it sucks and it suck. Bleh. No, he tells you why. As a matter of fact, I completely disagree with him on Infinity War. But if you watch his Infinity War review, you cannot argue with any of his points. I'm just choosing to look past the flaws of that movie and just enjoy it for being a superhero battle. But if you look at it in the context of an individual movie, even Englentine said it. Like, it doesn't, I mean, it's like, it shouldn't work, but it's not. That's not. It's an episode of television. That's what it is. So it'd be like judging episode 4 of Westworld as something by itself. You can't do that. It's an episode of television that you paid for. But its points at the end, Avengers 4 really matters at this point. And you guys want it? Well, the rumor's out there right now that there's going to be a time jump, which I am not a fan of at all. Not a fan of the time jump. Nope. It's good in some stuff. It worked very well in Battlestar Galactica, but I think it's kind of a cop out, and we'll see. I could be wrong. And there's also news of, yes, Avengers 5. There will be an Avengers 5. This is shocking to absolutely nobody. Iger came out and said it. He alluded to it. So he didn't come out and say, we are going to have Avengers 5. Yes, it's going to be Avengers 5. It'll probably not have Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans. Hemsworth, I'm going to say he's sticking around for a little while. I think he got new life with Ragnarok. And him being honestly the best thing in Infinity War as far as heroes are concerned. And Feisty is currently on a phone call with San Diego Comic-Con about their Pro Pass. Yeah, you should be on. You automatically. Do they still give? I heard they were going to cut the comic stores out. They used to give comic stores 2. Because you're a comics pro, Feisty. You're officially a comics pro. You're Feisty fan, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is a comic shop owner now, not an employee, owner. So congratulations, everybody. Round of applause. We need more. We need more. It's good to have more women owning a comic store, especially since we just lost one on Comic Ground, who was run by the wonderful Marilyn, who I love dearly. And God, I hope you get another shot at it, Marilyn, because you were great. You were really great. Ran a comic shop in San Diego for 26 years. And Marvel basically put her out of business. I wonder if Doomcock got the robot army thing from Craig Ferguson, or if it's the other way around. Who knows? Who knows? I like his Harvey Cthulhu, which he has trapped in a jar that's in another dimension that he talks about his TV shows, or the TV shows too. All kidding aside, Doomcock is probably a very well-read, highly educated person. He seems to overthink some things, like overeducate, or like not overeducated. There's no such thing that educated people do. Thinks about movies and shows, which shows he approaches them from more of an academic point of view. Yes, that's what I was trying to say, Mako. Maybe an instructor of some. Yes, it sounds academic. It does, and not in a bad way at all. No. All my love to Doomcock. Maybe he is Craig Ferguson. That would blow my mind a little bit. Alexis, San Diego Comic Con is July 21st through the 22nd, I believe. Hang on, I'll look at my calendar. It's the third weekend in July. That's where it usually is. They've been changing it around, but yeah. So it's July. Take that back. It is July 19th through 22nd. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm taking the entire week off because they do a preview night on Wednesday night, and they have a bunch. Now you can go down to Comic-Con and not even go in and have just as good a time. Go to San Diego. Go get a hotel up in North County somewhere. Yeah, you'll have to take the coaster down, but you'll save yourself thousands of dollars. You can go stay at a semi-decent hotel in North County, which is 30 miles away, for a couple $100s a night, not $1,000 a night. Take the train down. You can get a pass for a week. It's really cheap. And there's a bunch of stuff outside. A lot of it, like the Blade Runner bar was fucking amazing. They had the Expanse Escape. They had a great tick thing you went through. They did actually 23andMe DNA testing for The Gifted, for X-Men. There's so much. And then you're walking around downtown San Diego. So you don't need to go into the con anymore. You can go down there for free and have tons of fun. And there's good restaurants down there. Downtown San Diego is fucking awesome. It's my hometown. I'm always going to be a SoCal. I've lived in San Francisco for 16 years, but I still say dude. I grew up in a little beach town, and yeah, freaking loved it. The only reason I'm up here is for a girl. Okay. Did it for the girl. And Feisty has a free pass, so I guess she's coming with us now. That's good. This is going to be, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. We will bring you guys to Comic-Con with us. We will be live. The internet connection inside absolutely sucks, so I don't know how much inside live streaming I can do, but I will try. They do something to suppress, because they want you to pay for internet connection. So and then it's such a concentrated, weird area that your phone reception just blows. They need to work on that, but I think they do it kind of on purpose. Congratulations, Feisty, says Rough Girl. There we go. Typical Marvel ending. Yep. She says. We got a few more. We got a little while here. I'm just gonna keep going. I don't have to pick up Logan for I should leave in like 20, 30 minutes. So he's at school. School's winding down. My little boy's getting so big. He's gonna be in 7th grade next year. Holy shit. Um, yeah. Yeah. So there was other news today. And if you're joining us here for The Expanse, I'm not going to stop talking about The Expanse. Um, yes, it's helping our channel quite a bit, but that's not the point. The point is to get this freaking show, like picked up by Amazon. And like, I don't care if the news hits at 3 in the morning my time. I will be up doing a video on it, and hopefully it's soon. I'm also a little concerned for Legion for multiple reasons. The overnight ratings aren't spectacular, but I think they're called 7 Day Out are amazing. So that's not a problem. It's still it's got great buzz. Um, it's this whole Disney Marvel Fox sale thing that could screw it up, and they added an extra show for this season, and that just seems like a red flag to me. Um, Oh, I'm sure it will be great. Just when the movie is based on a large franchise, you only have so much wiggle room. The extra episode this season has me very concerned about Legion, says Mako. Yeah, that was the first thing I was thinking about. I was like, oh shit. So they just canceled them and said, well, we'll give you a good out. Um, that being said, if they just made it like, if you just look at Legion as a 2-season maxi mini series or whatever, look at it like you would watch a movie. I mean, it's that fucking good. Um, yeah, the Silver Spike says the same thing. The extra show has me worried. Yeah, I think and Jody, it is but hats off to Marvel for making that show work. You're right. I mean, that's the best that's not Daredevil. It's the best Marvel show. And it's right up there with Daredevil. It really is. Um, you take that's what they did with Blade. Like they need to do that more. They being people who own IPs, especially Disney, is like take an obscure character that's still cool, and you have for one tons of wiggle room because you're not bogged down by like fans going nuts over canon. I don't know, like take Ghost Rider for example, and make something good with him, please. John Constantine, where he has great stories that nobody's really pined from the, I mean, like there's, you can get tons of mileage from Constantine if you do that right. There's also other really cool obscure, like Moon Knight. Nobody knows what to fucking do with Moon Knight. Moon Knight is the best character. People would love a well done Moon Knight. So, but you took Legion, you know, and yeah, yes, Constantine something. It looks like the Marvel really is going to go towards the horror side, the one side of their universe they've completely ignored. You know, they've gone into the galactic, they've got the grounded superheroes, they've got everything. They don't have, you know, you got Blade waiting out there. I want to see more Blade. I would love to see Wesley Snipes come back. I want Wesley Snipes as Blade. I do. Again, I love a good redemption story. That's my favorite thing about Cobra Kai. Oh, I can't wait to talk about Cobra Kai later. Goddamn loved Cobra Kai. Yes, it was tugging on the nostalgia streams, and know that the acting isn't great. But that's part of the charm. Ralph Macchio, and I'm forgetting the other guy's name, seeing them come back and giving them a chance to be in the limelight again. And the quality of the show is actually really good. The writing is really good compared to us, especially compared to the other stuff on YouTube, Red. I haven't seen Impulse yet. I don't know. Some people want to see that. But yeah, it's such a fun show. I can't stop. My kid was telling me to shut up about it yesterday because I wouldn't stop talking about it. Snipes stopped aging at 36, says Shifty. He did because he's an actual vampire. Billy Zabka, is that his name? Is that the guy who plays oh frack, I'm forgetting his name now. But the other guy, you know, the blonde guy. Silver Spike. Yes, you are the only one on the planet who never saw the Karate Kid. You got to see the Karate Kid. It's fun. I mean, it's just your basic 80s movie, but Pat Morita really makes it. Strike first and strike hard. Yes, Apple Crow. Absolutely. Well, the best defense is more offense. Dude, Johnny, that's right. Dude, the lines he like lays out are so freaking funny. Oh my God. I love how they poke at political correctness in the show. It is quite fun. Anything that yeah, especially that one counselor who's talking about safe spaces and stuff. Yeah, it was funny. The kids are kind of clowning her. Yeah, Billy Zabka. Yeah, freaking love him, man. He is so good in this, and it's his show. Ralph Macchio is like, he's the other star, but this is clearly his show, and I love the story. And there's another kid in there. I won't say who he is, but he's straight up. He looks like they ripped him out of like an early '90s show. His haircut, like all that's missing is like a Pearl Jam T-shirt. I'm like, wow, are they back already? Didn't we just get done with the '80s? But then that's me getting old. So yeah, Johnny was super unpolitically correct and charming in every way. In every way. That's good. Good storytelling. Hawk, right? I love that. The tattoo. I can't wait to see. You guys have all watched it. Fucking such a good show. I'm glad it's getting season 2. So and half-hour episodes, perfect, absolute perfect. And Susan had mentioned that's gonna be the new thing now. Half-hour episodes, and you're gonna see a lot of regurgitated stuff. So we're gonna see 36 candles or whatever, 36 candles or 54 candles or wherever we're at now, and weirder science, which I'd be down to see. Yeah, this is so what I don't understand is why I didn't get the sensei from Cobra Kai in the show. I was just thinking the guy was dead, but he's still alive. Maybe he's not nice or something. I don't know. Because they can't think of anything original. They don't want to take a risk on it, I see. And you're right. They don't want to bother thinking of anything original. Like I've got a stack of comics right here that's filled with actual original stuff that you can pine all day long. But the thing is, the way Hollywood thinks is if one thing fails, that means everything's going to fucking fail. And if one thing succeeds, that means everything's going to succeed. It's such a childish way to look at things, especially for people who deal in art and are supposed to be the ones who are the best at it. Domo arigato, Gary Roboto. Shut up. Oh man. The video's blurred. Is it? You know what? My camera gets weird when the light comes out. Sorry. It's probably my connection. My son's probably, looking at porn or something. Just kidding. Just kidding. But he probably is. It fixed itself. Yeah, my camera gets I've been having some camera issues. That's why I was late yesterday. It's a PC based camera, so I have to hook it up to my PC and download to bore you guys with the firmware update. It's a Logitech Brio 4K that I don't put in 4K, but it does 60 frames per second. So you get because remember how shitty my camera used to look? It used to look bad. I had to level up once we hit 1,000 subscribers. You're getting a buffer. Not surprised. I might have to go yell at him. I also have a crap ton of windows up. I could probably put some of those down. Yeah. Oh yeah. I thought I wanted to get to somebody else today too, but I guess not. And my wife just messaged me to remind me to pick up my son. Thanks, honey. Oh yeah. I also wanted to show. Okay, like I got to do some commercials here. Okay, not like real commercials, but for us. So please, This will be short, I promise. Let me just get to it real quick. We have a Patreon. Now, first, I want to shout out to you guys are going to. We can't give you a ton of content. I don't have time to give you content. What we'll probably do is give the patrons early access to. What we'll do is we'll do some live stuff exclusively with you guys, and then bring it over to the channel later, like Bubba Hotep. We'll all set up a time so as many of you as possible can be there, and then you're the only ones in the live chat. We'll bring it on over. The other thing is tonight, I've got to reach out to Feisty and Switchpoint, and I've got to set up my Discord for the patrons so we can all talk and have a chance where we can all talk together. I'd love to meet some of you, give us feedback, tell us what you hate, what you love, and just to chat. And we could set aside a time twice a month where we just have an open chat if you guys got time. So that's why I offer stuff, because we can't really, I just, yeah, if this ever becomes a full-time thing, that's funny. Then I would put more content up. So we have 23 patrons, and we have 3 tiers. So one is I'll buy that for $1, where you just basically suggest videos and you give us a tip. The other one is $5. You get 3 comics. They were all Comic Outpost exclusives. They all have my son on them in some way or another. One's Amazing Spider-Man 666. The other one's Spider-Men #1, and the other one's Avengers Assemble. There's a very few of these. There used to be 3,000 of each, but there was an accident with the sewage line, so there's only like 50 left of each in the world. They go for a few bucks on eBay, and if you want to flip them when you get them, Godspeed. Go ahead and do it. Also, our highest tier is a What's in the box, and you get those 3 comics. You also get some toys, magazine, and when we finish it, a Nerdrotic t-shirt. Actually, we're going to give a Nerdrotic t-shirt even to the $1 patrons. Okay. You guys are going to get one too. Once we're done, and we're going to have some by Comic-Con. We'll let you all know about that. So that's our Patreon. It's patreon.com/Nerdrotic for all the patrons who have signed up. Thank you so much. You are awesome. But I don't plug that enough. I really don't. And I can't wait for The Incredibles to come out. Netflix has given the green light to Lost in Space season 2. That just hit right now. I don't know if you guys know that or not. I don't know how you felt about Lost in Space. Doomcock did not like it. I kind of did. I thought it was fun. There was some kind of, I don't know, man. There was some like cheesy moments and cringy moments, but it was also good sci-fi. I think some of the men, Don West was cool. I like Don West. Some of the men were kind of portrayed like kind of idiots. Parker Posey as Dr. Smith was fucking awesome. Okay. I'm just going to say that right now. Lost in Space is a Netflix original, dramatic, and modern reimagining of the classic 1960s television series. It's set 30 years in the future. It's set 30 years in the future. Did I miss that part? Colonizing in space and now reality, and the Robinson family is among 30 years. I don't think we'll be quite like that in 30 years. Just saying. Among tested and selected to make okay, so the Robinson family is among those tested and selected to make a new life for themselves in a better world. But when the new colonists find themselves abruptly torn off course en route to a new home, they must forge alliances and work together to survive in a dangerous alien environment, light years from the original destination. Yeah, that's cool. It's legendary television, blah, blah, blah. Strange relationships, men acting like kind of idiots, and and Parker Posey. So there's some good, there's some bad. It got a little formulaic, but overall, I thought it was good. I was won over by the robot and Will Robinson. Again, Will Robinson's played very different from the show. but that also gives a character to grow. We are in the first season. Um, I always thought Will Robinson is a little braver than that, but that's okay. He's a kid. He's a kid. I know. At least he wasn't like Peter Parker in Infinity War. Yes, that one still stings me a little bit. That one still stings a little bit. And I'll just get to the chat for the rest of the time because you guys are great. Lost in Space, couldn't watch past episode 2. Too dumb for me, Mark. And you are not alone in that one, sir. It was okay in a very harmless way. It was fun sci-fi, nothing special, but nothing terrible. Perhaps it was too safe. Didn't want to take risks. Yeah, that's the best analogy for it. It really didn't take any risks, and it got bland in parts, and that's the biggest criticism. That, you know what? At least if you're sucking and trying, I think that's more respectable than being bland. Yep, a lot of kind of, so yeah, Small Yoda 31, Lost in Space was kind of sort of fun, but just isn't the same sci-fi as BSG or The Expanse. No, it wasn't. Feisty fan loves Parker Posey. I don't know who doesn't. Feisty. That's kind of like ice cream. She's just she's really strange. And Best in Show is a fantastic movie. She knows, who knows I'm live streaming. Parker Posey? No. She knows you are live streaming. That's awesome. It's 30 years, Gary, because they advanced their technology with the spoiler technology they got. Oh, that's right. Okay, that's right, Mako. Thank you. They stole it. So, yeah, there's the meteor, quote unquote meteor that created. Now was what I was confused about, and I must have missed this part, was the environment on Earth bad anyway, or did the dust from the meteor make it bad? I think the dust from the meteor, right? Did that change everything? Ed also tweeted Amazon Studios and Roy Price at Roy Price. Cool. Do it. Do it. We are here to save the expanse. John Hampshire worked on Expanse as crew member in the construction department. Best crew ever. That's brilliant. I'm sorry to hear you might not have some work there, John. I apologize. I hope things turn around. I hope you have a job. I mean, I hope you get a job anyway. I want you to work all the time, but I want you to be working on the Expanse, making more stuff. That's what we want. In a perfect world, that's what we want. That's cool. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. We appreciate anybody who worked on the Expanse. Everything down to the construction was top quality. Cut above. Yeah, I'm impressed. That's brilliant. And the word on the street, John, was everybody got along and was cool. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what everybody was saying. You can kind of tell people were having a lot of fun on the set. It was implied we ruined the Earth on our own. Okay. One of the guys said that even when they go to the new colonies, humans will ruin the planet too. Oh, that's right. Don West said that. You're right. The meteor was just possibly a cover up. You're right. You're right. And Jody says yes. Presumably between Avengers 4 and 5, we'll get some phase 4 MCU films. I'm really curious what the arc will be building towards. The word on the street, Jody, is Secret Wars. Secret Wars. Sherlock Holmes network. Gotcha, Ed Brewer. Okay, guys. We'll start winding down here a little bit. Yeah. I've already pumped the Patreon and hang on. Live on the air, I'm going to answer my wife. She just wanted to make sure that I'm going to pick up my kid. Poppy. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna run. I gotta go pick up my kid, and that way I can get back in time and we could do a Farscape recap. So Comics Division 5:30. You want to join me? You're in. You're in. Watch episode did I say 4? I meant to say 3. Episode 3. Watch episode 3. Okay. And Cobra Kai, Ed Brewer at 7:30. So 5:35 Farscape, 7:30 Cobra Kai with Jay and Dennis. So we're going to actually have a black belt, a Kempo black belt on the podcast. So yay, Farscape, yay, Cobra Kai. I am so freaking excited to talk about Cobra Kai. So we could talk about good news. Let's wrap this up with hashtag Save the Expanse. I want to show the Facebook group one more time, real quick. If I have time, everything. That's it helps if I spell it right. There we go. So let's share this one more time. Get our hashtags ready. Be ready for Wednesday night at from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to be 5. No, that's 2 hours, right? So that's going to be 4 to 6 Pacific time. Hashtag Save the Expanse. Honey, I'm live right now. Jesus Christ. Hang on. Hang on, live. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, my phone is going nuts. Okay, so yes, I'm gonna pick them up. Christ. We need to band together. Tweet Wednesday, 5/16 from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Join the Expanse family in the trend. I know I've said this before, but people could have come in late. Hashtag Save the Expanse. Hashtag the Expanse. Use all the hashtags. Copy networks at Netflix, at Amazon, at Prime Video, at HBO, at AMC TV, at Stars, at FX Network, at BBC America. There is a bunch of links here that I'm going to share when this turns into a video. Put them in the description. Please join the Facebook group, Everything Expanse. Let's consolidate this. Let's get on Twitter Wednesday night and blast this out. And, nothing's stopping you from doing that right now. So, and write Alcon. So, yeah. Oh, I was just reading some guy. It's like some guy tried to push a GoFundMe or something like fucking people, man. Come on. Jesus. Like I didn't even want to pump on the thing because it looked like I would be shilling for my channel on the group. I really don't want to do that. I just want to help. So if y'all go in there, we can help it out. We can help it out. Expanse first, something. Yeah, something. Jeff Bezos. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. I'm sorry I don't have time to thank you all, but Vice Fan Comics Division, Pen Farm Girl, Rough Girl, Viking Bitch, Mako, Bot 2917. Yeah, I'm gonna stay on it. I will stay on the Expanse news. Ed Brewer, Mark, Mako, Jody, Small Yoda 3, Doug was in there. Silver Spike, did I mention your name already? Going back up here. Dina McCombs, Battle Marcus, Apple Crow, and if I missed any, Shifty. And I really apologize if I missed anybody, but I do have to take off. So see you in a couple hours for the Farscape. If this is a video, then you can go watch the video of Farscape. If you're an Expanse fan, we cover Expanse every Wednesday night, 15 to 20 minutes after the show live. Please join us. We'd love to see you live in the chat. This is the best chat on the internet, folks. Bar none. Bar none. Yeah. So may the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Good afternoon, everybody.